So just before we start, I think I need to confess something.
Okay, Brad, what do you need to confess?
I actually don't know anything about Daft Punk. Like, I don't know who they are.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go listen to Homework, and then we're going to record this video. I'm actually being serious.
Being serious?
Stop the recording, we're going to go listen to Homework. For anyone wondering, yes, I did just make Brad listen to all of Homework, and apparently he's heard the songs before, he just couldn't place them. So fuck you, Brad, for not knowing who Daft Punk are. Let's continue with the video. Here on this channel we have a tradition of sorts, honouring the people or groups we personally feel embody the spirit of fuck giving by giving as few as possible themselves so there are more to go around for the rest of us. Daft Punk are one such group we feel embody this ideal, and not just because they've spent the last decade or so walking around in sweet ass robot outfits. Even if you're not familiar with Daft Punk, Brad, you're probably aware of their sweet ass robot outfits, perfectly demonstrated in this Star Wars themed Adidas advert the group made a cameo in.
Hey, we don't serve their kind here. Your droids, they'll have to wait outside.
I heartily agree with you, sir.
I haven't seen it. We're not stopping again, so you can. I will watch it. I will watch it when we edit the video.
There we go, okay, right.
Okay, you guys got yourselves a ship.
Numerous theories exist about why exactly the DJing duo adopted the persona of robots. However, according to the group themselves, the only real reason they dress like robots is because they don't give a shit about being famous. They only want to make music. Make being the operative word.
Do you actually know why they dress like robots in the first place?
It's, according to Daft Punk, the official reason they dress like robots is that they had an accident in their recording studio and they woke up after said accident as robots.
Oh, it's in like the story of the band?
No, yeah, that's what happened. That's the real true fact.
Oh, the real truth. So they're actually robots?
They're real robots, yeah.
Right. What happens to them when they're not performing? Are they just like turned
No, they're
off?
real robots.
No, I meant, are they turned off?
No, they're real robots. There's a great interview with them where they like unveiled this new look to the world, and they asked them, so like, why do you dress like robots? Like, we're not dressed like robots, we are robots. And I think they did a couple of spots for Toonami. If you remember Toonami back in the day, you better find these. They did a few spots for Toonami where they unveiled, I think it was like Interstella 5555 or whatever it's called, which is like a movie made set to their music, where they talk about the facts like, oh yeah, exactly like midnight on New Year's Eve one year, there was an explosion in the studio and I woke up and I was a sick ass robot. But it's okay because now I can make music forever. Like, it's so great, the idea that like, they asked them dead seriously, so what's with the robot outfits? We are robots.
Do we know who's in the... Do we know who was there before the accident?
It's Tom Christoph something or other, and then guy-manuel. I don't know their actual names off the top of my head. I know they're two French dudes, guy-manuel something, and Tom Christoph. Because obviously I know them as Daft Punk, and I think that's how they want to be known. I know that before they adopted the robot persona, they used to like perform wearing Halloween masks, and there's a couple of interviews where they wore black bags over their heads, and they came to the conclusion that we kind of need to have a permanent solution to disguising ourselves, so they got an arty-farty friend to design them robot outfits. I think one's based on the guy from The Day the Earth Stood Still, and the other one's based on something else.
One looks like a Tron helmet.
Well, they're in Tron. Tron Legacy, they're in Tron because they did the soundtrack for it and they get a cameo. Despite the fact the robotic alter egos of Daft Punk means they can walk around in public without being recognised or some shit like that, the duo routinely turn down offers to do interviews or play concerts.
Why?
Because they just want to make music. They don't like the idea of playing a concert, they'd rather make the music themselves. So a good example is in 2005, Coachella offered them $250,000 to play a single set, and they turned them down. However, the next year they raised the offer to about $300,000, and Daft Punk went, okay, we'll perform on one condition.
Which was?
No one is allowed to see what we're going to do.
Almost no one knew what was going on. They kept it completely secret except to their tech people. Their manager, Pedro Winter, didn't even know what they were doing with the money.
Daft Punk was so insistent about this that even their own manager wasn't allowed to see a dress rehearsal, and he had to watch them rehearse at an earlier date, on an empty stage. So imagine his surprise when he rocked up to Coachella and watched Daft Punk's set and saw this. So just let that image stew in your head for a moment. Daft Punk somehow managed to hide the fact they were planning on performing a DJ set inside a giant glowing pyramid of sexual energy from the guy they pay to follow them around all day.
You know what that says to me?
What?
Their manager's a snitch.
Do you know, probably, but do you know, in my head as well, their manager's like a Roomba or something. Because they're fully committed to the idea that they're robots. I think they should get a manager who's just a Roomba, and he should wear like a little tie, and they should go into like, if you want to discuss to us, please speak to our manager. And a little Roomba just comes out. That's a great image. Can we Photoshop that?
I'll work on it.
Can we Photoshop like a Roomba with a little Daft Punk helmet? That'd be great. I love it. Do you know my favourite thing about Daft Punk being cool, awesome robots? Is when they go to award ceremonies and stuff like that, the camera will always cut to reaction shots from them. I think it was like the Grammys a couple of years ago where they kept doing this and people kept complaining like, what is the point of doing reaction shots of guys with complete blank emotionless robo faces? Oh, I think the best bit is as well, there was a theory going around that Daft Punk just sent someone else in the costumes, and they had to admit it was us in the costumes and we were kind of bored because they were really hot. And I know early ones didn't have any like cooling system in place, but I think modern ones do have like built-in air conditioners and shit like that, which I think is quite cool. So I've always wanted a Daft Punk helmet, and every now and again I go on eBay and look, and there are people selling replicas and they're like £400-500, and I'm like, it's a lot of money, but it would be, well, that's Halloween sorted for the rest of my life, because every Halloween just put a suit on and wear that helmet. The thing is though, I don't know which one to buy. I don't know if I want the early one from Homework when it had all the rainbow stuff on it, or the later ones that's more sleek, or maybe the Tron Legacy one. I'm not sure yet, maybe I'll buy them all. Speaking of impulse buys, have I ever told you about how I nearly bankrupted myself to buy a gorilla?
No!
Well, I lived on my own for a while, and nearby was a really fancy furniture store, and in that furniture store was this like bronze gorilla for a couple of £100, which is basically my rent for that month. And every time I walked past the store, I was really tempted to buy it just as a joke, because that's when like the whole Harambe thing was going around. So I was really, really tempted to buy it just for the joke of it being a monument to Harambe. And then putting it in my back garden with candles. It's like when I lived on my own for a while, I was really tempted to buy bunk beds. And my girlfriend at the time said, if you do that, I'm breaking up with you immediately. Because there's no way in hell I am sleeping in a bunk bed. And now I don't have a girlfriend anyway, so fuck it. I should have bought one. Don't put that bit in.
No.
She might watch these, I don't know. If she does, hi, I miss you.
Just a desperate plea to an ex-girlfriend.
The only reason I made these videos is in the hope that she's watching. I've not even been drinking in this one, it's still going places. If I'd been drinking, man, that bit about the ex-girlfriend and I miss you, that'd be a lot more depressing. Daft Punk have similarly turned down offers to collaborate with some of the biggest names in music, and Madonna. I don't know why I'm just using this opportunity to dunk on Madonna. She's released great music for like the past 3 decades. It just sounded funny in my head. So I just pick out one artist to go, you know what, fuck this person in particular in this video. Sorry, Madonna. Please come back. I miss you.
Well, after what you said, I get that. Like, they're big artists in their own right. They don't need that kind of publicity.
But this happened before they were big artists. This happened before Daft Punk had the kind of money to take ego shots of them sat on thrones dressed as robot pimps. This is after the release of Homework, and a lot of artists were approaching like, oh, collaborate on a track with me. And Daft Punk turned them all down because they wanted to make their own kind of music. And I think that's kind of impressive that they had the integrity to say, no, we make our own kind of music, we don't want to collaborate with you guys, we'll find success on our own. And they did, to their credit, because their music's fucking awesome. But the idea that they could have had this shot in their arm to their success by collaborating with a larger musician to maybe get their name out there a little bit more, and they thought, no, our album's pretty good, we think it, like, the quality speaks for itself, we'll find our own success, thank you. Do you want to know my favourite thing about the album Homework, Brad?
What?
When Virgin record executives approached Daft Punk and said, okay, we're thinking about signing you, can we hear the album? Daft Punk said, sure, come to our studio. Brought these executives in, brought out an old shitty boombox and played a cassette tape of it. Daft Punk were so supremely confident in the quality of that album, they brought record executives who hadn't signed them to their label yet into their studio, and rather than playing it on the musical equipment they had lined up through awesome speakers, they said, no, we're going to play it on this inferior shitty format on a shitty old tinny boombox, and that's enough. And the record executives listened to it and went, yeah, it's pretty good, we'll sign you now. As an aside, because this is also quite funny, before Daft Punk got signed to a major label, like the tiny independent label they were on as they were starting to get big, would just answer the phone and say, hello, Daft Punk, because everyone who was calling to ask about Daft Punk and no one else they had on their label. So basically, the secretary for the studio that they had would just answer, hello, Daft Punk, what do you want?
Richard Brown, who was label manager at the time, had stopped answering the phone going, hello, Soma Records, and just started picking the phone up going, hello, Daft Punk.
Just to be clear about that boombox thing, that was before Daft Punk had Fuck You Money. They were a relatively obscure French electronic duo with a single hit song. And they were so supremely confident in the quality of their album, they played it to the people who could make or break them as musicians on a shitty, outdated format, and it worked. Since becoming music royalty, Daft Punk have used the aforementioned Fuck You money to do whatever they damn well please. By which I mean telling will.i.am to eat a dick for trying to sample their music. But that's a story for another day.
Isn't your housemate in a band?
Yes, he is. I think I've mentioned that once, twice in videos, and eagle-eyed fans watching may have noticed that I've worn his band's t-shirt in a couple of our videos as well.
What's his band called?
I don't think I've ever mentioned it, so let's do that now, because I'm actually quite curious about what the reach of our channel is. So my housemate's band is called My Only, and Brad will put a link to their YouTube page or whatever it is, or their Spotify below, and I'm curious about whether my housemate will notice a bump in traffic or interest in his music.
I could put in has he done any videos or anything? I could put a clip in.
I think he appeared in their last music video, yes, because he joined the band recently, last year or so. The band had been going for a couple of years and he joined last year. And I believe their most recent music video, he is in that. So put a clip in of that, see if people can guess which one my housemate is. We're not being paid by these guys. This isn't an ad. I just know this guy. I live with him. He's also the owner of Gizmo, if you remember Gizmo, from all the videos. I can't bring him anymore, I'm sorry. He's not in the house anymore. Sad, but apparently he's doing very well, and he keeps buying lots of t-shirts and biscuits. So
he misses all of you.
He misses everyone, especially me. Not Brad, but me.
Since we're doing that as well, I'll plug my friend's band.
Okay, and what's that one called?
It's called Dead Man's Whiskey.
Oh God, that's a good name.
It's a strong name.
That's a strong name for a band. And what kind of music do they play?
Rock, metal-ish.
You step to me, prove me right. We never gonna win this. Never gonna win this fight.
But yeah, this isn't an ad. I'm just curious about whether my housemate will come up to me and say, Karl, did you plug our band in one of your videos? All the comments on our videos is people saying Karl sent me here, probably with Karl spelt wrong. I've noticed that a few times. I should dress it up. My name's spelt with a K. It's not with a C.
It's the German spelling, isn't it, with a K?
I don't know. My dad always told me the joke of the nurse who wrote my name down on my birth certificate was dyslexic. I don't think that's true. I think it's just a dad joke. But my name's spelt with a K. Stop leaving comments with Karl with a C. My name's spelt at the beginning of every video. How have people not got this yet? My spelling's the correct spelling, because mine's the phonetic spelling. It annoys the hell out of me when people misspell my name. Do you know what? I'm going to get into this. All right. My name's spelt with a K. With a K. A K's not hard to think, but every time I get birthday cards, I'll see this every fucking time, I'll see a C, and then the person obviously, before they sent the card, realised, oh shit, Karl's spelt with a K, and they draw a line down it, and I can tell every time, and everyone who thought they got away with that, you didn't. I noticed it, and it annoys me. Stop it.
Next card I give you, Karl.
No, do not do that. Do you know what as well? I bet as well, before
for God's sake.
I guarantee every fucking comment now is going to be Karl with a C. I've just started that now.
You've just
I've shot myself in the foot on that one, haven't I?
Someone's going to start an IMDb page or a Wikipedia page and they'll spell it wrong on purpose.
Yeah, that's it. I've opened the floodgates on that one.